Welcome to Trustmark Arena. I'm Alex Tejada alongside my partner Austin Gates. Today is Montevallo's Dig Lavender game against the visitors Flagler Saints. Today's visitors, Flagler, remain undefeated in the conference and bring in the week's offensive and defensive specialists. What on the Montevallo team could possibly combat this duo?
Christy Bohan. She's going for her 1,000th kill today. She's got 13 more to get there. Only in her junior season, she is the player for the Montevallo Falcons. They have to get her open in space to get her good, clean looks to hit over to their side. So Montevallo's had a tough stretch of it. 0-3 in their last 3 games. Haven't won a set in those 3. Hopefully doing something today here in the Dig Lavender match.
All right, we'll be back after the break with starting lineups.
We get it. You're busy.
That's why here at Falcon Weekly, we want to focus on the stories you need to know.
Once a week, tune in online or on the go for the news that impacts your life and matters to you.
Falcon Weekly is your one-stop shop for information.
And stay in touch with us 24/7 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Falcon Weekly. Find your news here.
This is the College of Fine Arts.
How did we become painted with just one brush? Time's forever moving forward. We can't rush. Now tell me why somebody even want to choose a college. I know you don't want to leave with just book knowledge. We don't sell an institution but an attitude. Other schools don't understand. They on a different latitude. You don't want to get caught up in that sea of sameness when we perfectly unique. Yeah, we looking blameless. So get up out your seats, get louder, louder. We chose Montevallo and we couldn't be prouder.
Flagler's coached by Matt Offlor, with assistant coach Kelly Pickett and Pete Scholes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's starters for your Montevallo Falcons. A freshman from Huntsville, Alabama, number 2, Michaela Henderson. A senior from Savage, Washington, number 5, Hannah Christie. A sophomore from Springboro, Ohio, number 7, Nicolette Messenger. A sophomore from Bloomington, Indiana, number 11, Bree Blue. A sophomore from Valrico, Florida, number 24, Shannon Dudley. And a junior from Huntsville, Alabama, number 26, Christy Bohan. And starting with barrel for the Falcons, a junior from Cypress, Texas, number 4, Grace Harris. Montevallo was coached by King O'Brien, with assistant coach, Laura Farney, and athletic trainer, Kathy Sabo.
Welcome to Trustmark Arena. I'm Alex Tejada alongside Austin Gates. Montevallo Falcons 8-7 come into this game, taking on the 7-4 Flagler Saints. Starting lineups for Montevallo: at libero, Grace Harris. In the backcourt, Michaela Henderson alongside Nicolette Fissinger and Bree Bloom. Setter, Hannah Christie. And blockers, Christy Bohan and Shannon Dudley. For Flagler Saints, they come in with the conference leading player of the week, or offense and defense. Offensively, Sarah Davis comes in third in the conference in hitting percentage. They also come in with Tara Savitsky, who leads the team in digs and was named the defensive specialist of the week for the Peach Belt Conference. The rest of their starting lineup consists of Janelle Sturgeon, Kayla Norelli, Rachel Bryant, Shay Hamilton, and Ashley Chiwa. The Saints will serve to get this game underway. Or rather, Nicolette Fissinger will get us underway for the home team in their dig lavender game. First dig for Norelli. Norelli has 155 digs already halfway through her freshman season. And the Falcons get their first point, 2-1. Fissinger back to serve. Dig by Norelli. And a good save by Fissinger in the backcourt. Bree Bloom. Dug up by Sturgeon. Montevallo in their third game this week, yet to win a set. Austin, what has to change today?
Well, Montevallo has to play better just as a unit. They have to cut down on some of the mistakes. And they've come up against some pretty good teams this week, too. Playing the top team in the conference yesterday in Armstrong State. This team right here, undefeated in the conference as well. It should be a tough one today, but Montevallo has the potential to be really good this year. So I'd like to see them execute a little bit better today.
Team undefeated in the conference, but only played 3 games against USC, Aiken, Lander, and beating Columbus State, who knocked off Montevallo on Tuesday. Kill from the back row is missed. An attack error by Bree Bloom. Chrissy Bohan has had an excellent start to the season and recorded 11 kills last night. What needs to be improved, though, for the players around her?
Like I say, you need to set up your killers in space. You got Christy Bohan right there hitting straight into a block, to a double block. Gets it through the block, the second attempt. And then a solo block there by Christy. So, I mean, she's just your all-around player that you have to get involved in the game. You got to get her involved in space. You can't have her going up against double blocks every time. So, just with the rotations, you got to free her up a little bit.
Yeah, Christy Bohan leads the conference in blocks and kills. Bree Bloom, who leads the conference in service aces, delivering that one. Sturgeon dug up by Fissinger. Bohan with the tip, kept alive by Bryant. Sturgeon, they try to get it on the arm of Chandler Cooper. Forces it through a block. Gets a point for the Falcons. 4-3, Bree Bloom back to serve. Savitsky. And forced through the block, Megan Bryant. Falcons have done a lot of defensive rotation. Where do you think they succeed the most?
Well, you like to have the experience out there with Chandler Cooper. It's been a little off this week. Hasn't had very many great games. She has the potential to go off at any moment, though. So when Chandler Cooper's on the floor, I think you have a lot of experience. And Christy Bohan there with another kill. Christy getting real close to that 1,000th kill.
Yeah, 13 kills away heading into today from her 1,000th kill, and already getting going in the early stages of this first set. Falcons lead 5-4. Huge hit, got help from the tape, Shea Hamilton. They cross it to Chandler Cooper, who gets it down that left side line.
And that's where Chandler Cooper is dangerous, hitting it right down the line right there. She's got a cannon. It's whether she can hit it in or not. It's whether she can be consistent with her swing or not.
Chandler Cooper, no doubt, has power in her swing. It's just getting it inbounds. That one might have been going out. Bohan keeps it alive. Fissinger puts it over the net. Norelli set up perfectly there for Sarah Davis.
And Sarah Davis is one of those that the Falcons really have to rotate blockers onto whenever she goes up to the net, because Sarah Davis is one of the top killers on Flagler's team. Her and Megan Hooks combined for their top 2 kills. Nobody else is even close on them. On their team.
Despite only being 6th in the conference in kills, Sarah Davis hits an impressive 356 heading into today. She's 3rd in the conference. She's also 3rd in the conference in blocks, so a very similar player to Christy Bohan on the side of the Saints.
Really, yeah, she really is. She's got a little bit more height than Bohan, which to me makes Bohan a little bit more impressive. Davis there again with a beautiful kill, and she's using her height to her advantage. Being that tall in this sport where there's not really that many tall players, you have 1 or 2 on every team. When you have a player that tall who's that athletic, they can get up above the blocks most of the time, she's going to be really successful.
And speaking of height advantage, today we're seeing Shannon Dudley start. What are you looking from her today?
Shannon Dudley, I'm looking for her to be a defensive stud in the middle. That's what she's there for. She gets really good blocks. I believe she's second to Christy Bohan on the team, and she's really highly in the conference too. I think she might be second in the conference as well. Earlier this season they were tied at the top, so I'd like to see her just like that, making plays.
Gets an opportunity for a kill here, but it's kept alive by Parada, who's come into the game for the Saints. Rachel Parada, another freshman, alongside Kayla Norelli, their libero. That point goes to the Falcons. Maxwell and Twyford have come into the game alongside Dudley in that front court for the Falcons. Michaela Henderson will go back to serve. Henderson and a mishit there. A rare one in the backcourt of Flagler.
So far, Montevallo looks really good, really crisp early. Not a whole lot of mistakes.
Early 10-6 lead. This time she makes up for it. Janelle Sturgeon. And the kill goes off the block. 10-7. Rachel Bryant comes into the game. Rachel Parada making way. Tara Savitsky to serve. Dig in the back by Harris. Christie set up Maxwell, but it was kept alive. Good swing by Bryant. Christie set her up again. And another point for the Falcons. If anything early on, the mental errors are on the side of the Flagler Saints.
It really is, and it looks like a different Montevallo Falcons team than I saw last night. Last night, Montevallo kind of playing on their heels. Today, it looks like they're playing on their toes. They have a little pep in their step. They look like they got really good body language out there. I said just really good, positive body language out there for a team that's been 0-3 in their last three games.
Yeah, Montevallo, you mentioned coming into this game on a 3-game losing streak. They'd like to correct that today, but very tough opponents coming in. Yeah, last night it seemed like Montevallo was constantly playing catch-up to the Armstrong State Pirates. Today starting on an aggressive front. And the slide around the left side, Christy Bohan gets the kill to go, and she's having a great start early on.
Yeah, that's good, getting closer and closer to her 1,000th kill.
I believe she's
on
only
her
10
career.
away now. Today, Montevallo's Dig Lavender game. What's that all about, Austin?
Well, the Dig Lavender game, it helps support many forms of rare cancer research. So, I mean, if you're in the area, please stop by today during this game. Come make a donation. There's a silent auction going on here. A lot of stuff going on. They're honoring a couple of people that are close to the athletic department here today for their Dick Lavender game. It's all around a great atmosphere here today so far. Look for that to continue.
Service ace by Shea Hamilton for the Saints. And yeah, I was checking out the silent auction earlier, and a lot of good stuff from Montevallo Athletic Department. So
yeah, so if you need some Falcons gear, come on down, bid.
Yeah, get ready for basketball season. Kayla Norelli back to serve. Feisinger with good technique. They set up Bohan with the tip, but Norelli's there to keep it alive. Knocked over by Sarah Davis. They'll set up Twyford on the left side. This time she was almost kept at bay, but Sarah Davis gets another kill to go down. I mentioned using that height advantage. 6'2", the middle blocker for the Saints. And that 1-2 tandem of Davis and Hooks. Norelli to serve again. Feisinger again in the right position. Christie went with a tip. Davis kept alive well by Grace Harris. Twyford dug up by Hamilton, and a mistake at the front by Tara Savitsky. Not something you often see from the Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, really, you don't see a whole lot of mistakes from her. She's leading her team in assists. A great setter on that side. You don't see many mental lapses like that.
417 assists and over 100 digs heading into today. That time Bree Bloom serves into the net. 13-12, Falcons holding on to this early advantage as Rachel Parada checks back in. Rachel Bryant, a senior from Fletcher, North Carolina, makes way. Parada back in to serve.
Long serve there. Mental mistake from Flagler.
Another mental mistake early on for the visitors. Falcons holding on to a 2-point advantage. Bohan back to serve. And we've seen her serving game improve this year as well.
Really have. And there's Shannon Dudley making the impact. Her and Chandler Cooper on that block.
Good dig by Cooper. Christie sets up Bree Bloom from the back row, but she just misses that one wide left.
And Bree had a couple of back row hits that were just beautiful last night. She's one of the only ones you see them set up from the back row. I mean, she can't jump in front of the 5-foot line. So that's something to say. She hits again from the back row.
It wasn't the whole game, but when the third set, the Falcons seemed to cope with the Pirates, had an early lead in that set. It seemed like Bree Bloom was the forefront of that charge. Simone Maxwell coming in for Nicolette Fissinger. Megan Hooks back in the lineup for the Saints. Now they have their both most dangerous blockers on either side of defensive specialist Tara Savitsky, Norelli and Parada in the backcourt. Norelli with a dig, somehow kept alive by Sturgeon. Christie, and a double touch. Point to Flagler as they draw within one. Norelli comes off the court now to be replaced by Ashley Chiwa, another senior in this lineup. Very odd mixture of seniors and freshmen. For Montevallo, it's a different story. Have a lot of sophomores and juniors who have been in this program for a while, seen some playing time. We've also seen a lot of freshmen, Michaela Henderson this season.
We have. She's come in and played some valuable minutes off the bench. Got the start today. So exciting to see her. She looks like she's going to be a great player for the Falcons from now and to the future.
Yeah, very tough, though, putting her into important conference games, especially for a start. But she's performed very well, and we've seen her improve over the course of each game. That time she serves out of bounds. 16-15 in the early going. Pretty even start. Rachel Bryant checks back in. It seems that the Falcons have cut down, however, on the errors that they started with against Armstrong State. After being even through about 7-7, 8-8, They started making the errors, and that allowed Armstrong State to pull away in that first set. That one just long there.
Like I said, the Falcons really look to have a really good energy about them today. That's what I can see is just these girls have a really great body language out there today. You didn't see that last night. You saw them maybe a little discouraged last night, maybe a little hesitant. It doesn't look that way today so far.
Norelli kept alive in the backcourt by Henderson. Twyford with the attempted kill. It's dug up, and they go the other side. Megan Hooks getting her first kill of the game. She goes back to serve now. Flagler hanging around within one. Falcons started with an early advantage. They have been pegged back as this has leveled out. Henderson with a high dig. Allows Christie to set up Bohan. And that right slide works yet again.
That is the go-to play for the Falcons, it seems like, hitting Christy Bohan on a slide from the middle. And they executed perfection most of the time.
Yeah, that is a high percentage play indeed for the Falcons. Regain the 2-point advantage. Fissinger back to serve. Norelli. Good set there, and she powered through the block of Bohan. Ashley Chiwa, a 6'2" senior from Boynton Beach, Florida. 18-17, Norelli back to serve. The 5'3" libero has been a revelation in this team in her freshman season. And there's the slide again from Bohan. Didn't have as much height as it normally does, but she gets it over anyways. As Cooper and Bloom check in for Henderson and Twyford. Good serve this time from Bloom. As they go to Sarah Davis. Grace Harris with the dig. Christie pushes it over. They go to the other side. Goes off the block. Kill for Rachel Bryant. 19-18. Parada comes back in for Bryant. The backup setter. Kept alive by Bree Bloom. Christy Bohan just had to tip it over. Goes to the left side. Janelle Sturgeon with the kill. And assistant coach Barney off the bench just telling instructions to Hannah Christie, who seems to be the real glue of this team, holding together the offense and the defense. Usually the Falcons are playing about how she plays.
Right, she's playing well. The Falcons seem to be moving and working really well. Yeah, Christy Bohan with another kill right there, closer and closer to that 1,000 mark. Be a great milestone to reach here on the Dig Lavender game day.
That one just tipped over by Sarah Davis as Hooks comes back in. Shea Hamilton makes way. Janelle Sturgeon to serve. Seems like some of the early season chemistry, however, has gone away, and maybe that's because they're playing better teams, but they move the ball well from the defense. It seems like now they're having trouble dealing with some of these powerful hitters in the conference. Fantastic dig in the back row by Norelli. That one just put over by Davis as they go to Chandler Cooper. And for the second time on this point, this time she goes long, just long. And the first lead of the game, first lead of this set, 21-20 to Flagler. They beat Columbus State last night on their first away road trip of the season. 3-2 in a 5-set matchup. The Cougars beat the Falcons 3-0 on Thursday. And that's Megan Hooks.
First time out of the set used by Katie O'Brien. Now you see some maybe a little bit of a fright coming into Montevallo as the Flagler team's come back a little bit. Now they've taken the lead. So now Montevallo a little bit had the lead, gave it up.
And what have been the main components of this Flagler run? Because it seems like they're starting to deal with Montevallo's attack a little bit better.
It really does. They're rotating a couple blockers over to Bohan whenever she's in there. Bohan wasn't in there on those last couple points, so that could make a difference as well. Cooper had a hitting error going long. She had a really good hit right before that. It was just recovered by the Flagler Saints. It's just Flagler's playing really well right now. Montevallo, like I said, Montevallo not playing really badly. Just a couple of mistakes here and there. A little bit out of position, maybe here or there, and it makes a difference. It makes a 2-point difference right now.
Yeah. Certainly, besides the first set, the Falcons hung around the Pirates for most of the game yesterday. Just was not enough. It seemed like they were constantly playing catch-up, and when they did take the lead, the Pirates pegged them back quick. But today they seemed to cut down on the costly mistakes early on.
And the thing is there's no huge glaring errors happening for the Falcons. It's just a little like not getting one here, not getting one there. That's all it is for the Falcons. It's not continuing runs, mainly.
Good dig there from Cooper, and Dudley sets her up. Kept alive by Sturgeon. Tipped over by Davis. Bloom and Fissinger between them. Keep it alive. Cooper tips it over. They go to this left side for Megan Hooks, who's starting to warm up. And eventually she gets the point as the Falcons defense fails to deal with it. 23-20, Saints 2 points away from an unlikely opening set, or at least it looked that way earlier on. Seems like Megan Hooks has woken up in the later stages of this set. Good dig by Bloom. Christie at a nice height for Cooper, but she's blocked by Megan Hooks.
Timeout is set point for Flagler. Like I say, a couple of mistakes there. Grace Harris not getting under that one, not reacting quickly enough. And again, hitting into a couple blocks.
Yeah, the block was definitely set there.
Yeah. Like I say, you gotta feed your players in space. You have to try to get some kind of rotation going that is going to get the blockers for Flagler off balance and not in front of the person you're hitting it to. It looks like Flagler knows exactly where the ball's going right now, and they're getting there and blocking.
They're also doing well spreading it out to their dangerous duo, Megan Hooks and Sarah Davis in that front court. We didn't see them play together in the early stages of the set, but with both them out on the court, they have a constant threat against the Falcons.
Right.
And unfortunately, as we've seen earlier in the week, when Montevallo gets down like this, it seems like they're already looking forward to the second set. Their mind just seems to be elsewhere. When they can come back, maybe, they already seem to have conceded. Did you see heads drop as they don't want, the same old story happening? That feeling kind of sets in. So definitely need to end this losing run to gain some confidence. Sturgeon back to serve. Set point for the Saints. Bloom. And an error there. Miscommunication between Christie and Dudley, and that point really sums up how it went in the later stages for the Falcons after an excellent start.
Yeah, great start. Looked like they were doing moving right along really well, and then Flagler just came back. Montevallo started getting on their heels again, playing from behind. You can't play from behind. You got to play aggressively.
How much of that, however, is down to the Falcons' miscommunication, and how much of it is due to Sarah Davis and Megan Hooks being such a force at the net.
But yeah, Sarah Davis and Megan Hooks are definitely a huge force in the net, and that's really been a contributing factor to it. As they both started off kind of slow, and then they got into the rhythm a bit more as it goes. But the Falcons still have to try to keep them off balance, try to keep them out of the rhythm if they want to succeed in the second set.
Yeah, definitely started to cut down on the mistakes, but gonna have to get those blocks set at the net to deal with Sarah Davis and Megan Hooks. Savisky and Norelli also having good games in the defense, starting to deal with Christy Bohan.
Bohan has got 5 kills, so she is 8 away. Yes, 8 away from having her 1,000th career kill. Yeah, she's really the only Falcon who has done a whole lot. Chandler Cooper has 3 kills, not far behind her. Shannon Dudley with 2, Bree Bloom with 1, Simone Maxwell with 1. Hannah Christie 11 assists, opposed to 13 from Tara Savisky from Flagler. 6 kills for Sarah Davis. Only 3 for Megan Hooks. 3 from Rachel Bryant as well. Rachel Bryant has stepped up for the Flagler College Saints.
Yeah, fantastic trio of senior hitters.
I said Montevallo really competed well in that first set, though. I really liked the way they started. You don't want to see anybody finish that way, especially when you started so strongly. You want to keep that momentum going throughout the set, but just those breaks are what gets them.
Yeah, Falcons do not have a problem hanging around, and certainly not staying even. It's just finishing the job off, and without having won a set in so long, the feeling starts to creep in when they felt the comeback from Flagler. Once Flagler got going, they were really on a roll. Falcons defense, Grace Harris, Nicolette Fissinger, have to come to terms with those senior blockers. We get ready to start the second set here at Trustmark Arena. Montevallo's Dig Lavender game today against the Flagler Saints. Montevallo entering this game on a 3-game losing streak. Flagler on a 3-game winning streak. So 2 teams coming in with definitely different emotions in the locker room. Falcons 8-7, 1 more win than Flagler, 7-4, but they have played less games. Serve for Kayla Norelli to get us underway in the second set. Sarah Davis in the game with Rachel Bryant. Falcons. First touch is on the ball. That one is too far for Bree Bloom.
The Falcons really need to clean up their hitting as well. We've seen several missed hits where they just go just long or just wide. You really need to refine your swings to try to get them in.
Yeah, we've seen the problem, as we mentioned, through Chandler Cooper. Saw it there from Bree Bloom. She'll get another attempt here. Kept alive by Norelli. Savisky sets it up for Janelle Sturgeon. Kept alive by Bryant. They'll go again to Sturgeon. The dig in the front row by Bloom. Bohan. And when
7 away.
When it gets put at that nice height, it's good night. Christy Bohan sends that one to the floor. Bloom back to serve. That one takes an unlucky deflection off the tape. 2-1 in the early going.
And we've seen we saw a couple of service errors from her last night, and then one today. Those are very uncharacteristic of Bree Bloom, one of the best servers on this Falcon team.
Very aggressive server, but sometimes that's the side product of being
6
such
away.
an aggressive server.
Christy Bohan, another one.
Another fantastic kill by Christy Bohan. She inches closer and closer to that 1,000 kill mark. fantastic career she's had for the Falcons.
To me, so far, it looks like this is how the Falcons are going to win. As Sarah Davis, uncontested pretty much there, straight to the floor. But yeah, that's how the Falcons really need to stay in this game is you feed the beast. You feed Christy Bohan. You got to get her in space without two blockers on her, preferably. She can handle two blockers sometimes, but you really need to get her in space as Chandler Cooper misses there.
Christy Bohan, fantastic performance, but she can't carry the team by herself. As even the Flagler Saints had the load split between Hooks and Sarah Davis. That time a service error by Janelle Sturgeon. Simone Maxwell comes in. Nicolette Fissinger gets a quick break. Hannah Christie, the setter, to serve. Sturgeon with the dig. Savitsky does well to set it up at a perfect height for Megan Hooks.
And Hooks and Davis are just so good at the net like that. Like I say, there's another one. That's Hooks' fourth of the match.
Savitsky put that at a perfect height. When you have two players with a tendency to get double-digit kills every game, it's an easy formula to get going. And there's Megan Hooks again, powering through the block of Simone Maxwell. 6-3 lead. Falcons need to stop this early run. Sarah Davis back to serve. Puts that one into the net. Did not toss it at a great height. As Henderson and Twyford check in for Bloom and Cooper. What area of the Falcons in this second set needs improvement for them to get back in it?
Right now, just you've had one service error, and then you've had a couple of missed hits. You had one long from Chandler Cooper, and there's Dudley misses again. Little things like that, an inch here, an inch there, is what makes the difference. And the Falcons just aren't playing as crisp and clear as they started the first set. They continue to play like they started the first set, then they'll be fine. This is a very dangerous Falcons team. The record might not show it right now, 2-4 in the conference, but this team could beat anybody on any given day.
Yeah, very competitive conference, as we saw last year. The Falcons certainly capable of knocking anyone off on their best day, including second in the conference, Flagler Saints. Good serve that time from Grace Harris. Savitsky sets it, just tipped over by Hooks. Set up for Bohan, it goes off the block of Hooks for a point. And if they continue to feed Bohan, they will hang around. Need some more concentration, however, when things get tight. 6-7, Grace Harris again to serve. Nice jump. Sturgeon keeps it alive, and Savitsky sets up Hooks, who has to lean far back for that one. This time, Hooks blocked by Maxwell, and they'll try to go to the other side. Good block by Bohan. A little bit of confusion. Bohan around the right side gets that one to go through. Chiwa and Hooks were on that right side.
Closer and closer to 1,000. And that's what you got to do. The Falcons see if they've tied it up once Christy Bohan is in there making plays.
Falcons going on a little run of their own. That serve just too far from Grace Harris. 8-7 for the visitors as they send Megan Hooks back to serve. Initial contact made by Maxwell. She gets it back.
Nice hit there by Twyford.
Twyford. Maxwell checks out for Fissinger. So she got the dig and the kill. Natalie Twyford tying it back up. Fissinger back to serve. And for not jumping very high on her serve, she makes great contact. Nine, 8. Falcons taking their first lead of this second set. Fissinger dug up by Norelli. Kept alive by Savitsky. Just has to be put over by Sturgeon. Savitsky, Norelli trying to set up something big for Sturgeon, but Harris with a great dig. Twyford sets up Bohan. Good tip. Savitsky and eventually Hamilton also deals with it. Norelli puts it over. Fissinger. Christie with a good set for Natalie Twyford.
Nice run here by the Falcons. This is the kind of volleyball they need to continue to play. Quick, fast, in a hurry. They're on their balls to their feet. They're got good body language, playing very energetically, very aggressively, and that's how they're successful.
Have to be aggressive at the net. And that's a great dig by Henderson. The defense which performed so well in the early going. That time forcing a mistake, Janelle Sturgeon pushed it too far, and the Falcons have a 3-point lead, 11-8. Fissinger, Norelli, Savitsky, Sturgeon, again in a great position for Harris. Tipped over by Hannah Christie. Timeout. Matt Ofolder wants a word with his team in his second year at the Flagler Saints. Last year, in his first year, the Falcons and the Saints split the 2 games.
12-8. What a great run here there by Montevallo to force the Flagler timeout. And Montevallo really needs to come out of this timeout with the same energy that they went into it with. That could be a huge momentum killer is a timeout. So hopefully that doesn't kill Montevallo's momentum that they have right now.
Yeah, Falcons enjoying a nice run, but you know things will have to rotate and change for the Saints. When Hooks and Davis are on the court, you have to be performing just as well as they did right there. Very aggressive at the net, that paid off.
Right.
Despite not winning a set, we saw improvement last night from the performance against Columbus State.
We did. They played a lot better last night than they had in the previous 2 games. They ran into a really good team last night.
Yeah,
that's all you can say about last night because they didn't play poorly last night. They played really good. They played against the defending conference champions, I believe, in Armstrong State. That team came in here 12-1. Undefeated in the Peach Belt, and they were as advertised. So you can't blame them for losing last night. No, you really hope they could have taken a set as well as they played. I think they deserved a set.
Yeah.
So as they get the first point there out of the timeout. So the momentum looks to have stayed with Montevallo.
Yeah, Falcons unlucky not to claim a set yesterday, but there were some bright moments. It's just being consistent and putting it all together that has been missing recently for the Falcons, as well as a lack of confidence. No lack of confidence there from Ashley Chiwa, another senior who gets overshadowed by some of her fellow teammates. A good player in her own right. Ashley Chiwa checks out after getting that kill. Norelli back to serve, 13-9. 4-point lead in the second set for the Falcons as they look to even it up at a set apiece. Bohan with the right slide and in a great position.
What a great placement there from Bohan's hit. And I believe she's 4 away now.
4 away from 1,000. Chandler Cooper checks back in as well as Bree Bloom, who's back to serve. Bloom, a good dig from Hamilton. Good dig on the Montevallo side. Bloom puts it over. Hamilton. Setting up Chandler Cooper. Great dig by Norelli. Sturgeon has to put it over. Chandler Cooper gets a return pass from Grace Harris. kept alive, and they set up Sturgeon. Great block by Bohan. And too many touches as Bohan's tip over the top had come from Cooper's clearance. 14-10. Parada to serve.
So Christy Bohan 3 away from her 1,000th kill. Just got an update that it is actually 3. I know I said 4 just a second ago.
A fantastic play there, kept alive by Savitsky. Bohan blocked at the front by Davis. And the Saints asking for the tip. There was none, and the point to the Falcons, just a mishit. As Shannon Dudley comes back in the lineup.
As the Falcons open up, I believe, their biggest lead of the match so far.
Bohan with a long serve. That time a little too far. Megan Hooks comes back in, replacing Shea Hamilton.
Bohan comes out, so we won't see the 1,000th kill right now.
15-11. Montevallo holding on to this lead. Christie sets up Bohan's play for Shannon Dudley. Almost comes off. Instead goes the other side for Cooper. And it goes off the block of Savitsky and too far for Parada to salvage. 16-11.
Great job there by Cooper. It was a really good swing. If she can keep that swing right there consistent, I think it'll be really, really good for the Falcons.
Just keeping her swing under control and being consistent. The main worry for Chandler Cooper. That time she gets it to go. So 2 consecutive kills for Chandler Cooper. Staying positive and getting just reward for her hard work. 17-11, now a 6-point lead. Christie to serve, goes off the tape. Savitsky sets up Davis, who puts it right into the net. Falcons, 18-11.
Flagler falling apart here in the second set. Good thing for the Falcons, and they've remained aggressive out of that timeout. So that's what we wanted to see, is this aggressive, energetic Falcons team, because that's when they're playing their best.
Yeah, they've continued to play aggressively, and we're starting to see signs of frustration, but not there. Megan Hooks picking up where Sarah Davis left off.
Yeah, just a free swing right there. Nobody up the block, right into Hannah Christie.
18-12. Sarah Davis back to serve, but first signs of frustration for Sarah Davis as she missed there. Chandler keeps it alive. There was too much pace on it for Grace Harris to track down. 18-13. Saints trying to mount a comeback. Davis to serve to the backcourt. Bloom. Christie. Cooper was blocked at the net. Fantastic save by Bloom. Savitsky, however, setting it up for Hooks, and a great block at the net. Great positioning. Fantastic from Simone Maxwell.
And that last block has kind of energized the crowd here as well as the Falcons bench. And this is what we like to see when Montevallo's playing this positively, this energetically. That's when they're their best. I've said it 3 or 4 times today. That's when they're their best.
Confidence building for the Falcons. River put on a hold right there by Ashley Chiwa, who is slyly moving her way up the stat sheet, in with another kill. Tara Savitsky to serve. First time we've heard the crowd after that great point. That's Simone Maxwell, and she'll get another swing to fall.
Beautiful left-handed swing there by Maxwell.
Simone Maxwell warming up in the front court for the Falcons as Christy Bohan checks back in.
She checks back in, 3 kills away from number 1,000.
A fantastic career milestone for the junior from Huntsville. Savitsky just has to be tipped over by Sturgeon. Good dig by Christie. They set in the hot hand. Maxwell this time too far to the left. It was at a very tight angle for her to make. 20-15. Megan Hooks back to serve. 6'1" senior from Apex, North Carolina. Twyford sets up Bohan.
2 away.
And again,
One away, actually.
the Falcons' bread and butter play comes off effectively again as the Falcons move 4 points away from claiming a second set, which would tie us up at 1 apiece.
So 1 away from 1,000 for Bohan.
Fissinger to serve. Good dig in the backcourt. Savitsky tries to set up Sturgeon. Harris, but a lot of power on it. 21-16. Norelli to serve. Flagler remaining calm despite the 5-point Falcon lead. We saw them keep their nerve last night in a 5-setter against Columbus State. Falcons also no stranger to 5-setters. We saw a lot of 5-setters early on in the season.
They
in
did.
non-conference play.
They did. Which you kind of like 5-setters at the beginning of the season because it kind of conditions you for the end of the season. Last year, Montevallo didn't play many 5-set games until the very end of the season. And you could tell when they got to those 5-setters that they were kind of strained, didn't know really how to play a 5-set game.
That's just a confusing play, but an illegal hit by Savitsky. Point to the Falcons within 2 of the set. Bree Bloom back to serve again. It would be a perfect time for a trademark service ace from the sophomore. Norelli. Savitsky at a great height, and it's put away by Sarah Davis. Going up relatively unchallenged. Megan Bryant checks out for Parada. Megan Bryant not having the influence in this second set as she did in the first. Parada, Fissinger. Sets up Chandler Cooper. Gets it to fall in the backcourt. Set point for the Falcons. Christy Bohan back to serve. Is it in the script for her to get her 1,000th kill right here? Norelli sets up Sturgeon, partially blocked by Christie. Setting up Dudley, who's blocked at the net by Janelle Sturgeon. The outside hitter denying Montevallo's middle blocker. Sturgeon will go back to serve, 24-18. Serves it into the net, and the second set taken by the Falcons, 25-18. We're even at 1 set apiece. We'll go to break and be back for the third set.
That's why here at Falcon Weekly, we want to focus on the stories you need to know.
Once a week, tune in online or on the go for the news that impacts your life and matters to you.
Falcon Weekly is your one-stop shop for information.
And stay in touch with us 24/7 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Falcon Weekly. Find your news here.
How did we become painted with just one brush? Time's forever moving forward. We can't rush. Now tell me why somebody even want to choose a college. I know you don't want to leave with just book knowledge. We don't sell an institution but an attitude. Other schools don't understand. They on a different latitude. You don't want to get caught up in that sea of sameness when we perfectly unique. Yeah, we looking blameless. So get up out your seats, get louder, louder. We chose Montevallo when we couldn't be prouder. How did we become painted with just one brush? Time's forever moving forward. We can't rush. Now tell me why somebody even want to choose a college. I know you don't want to leave with just book knowledge. We don't sell an institution but an attitude. Other schools don't understand. They on a different latitude. You don't want to get caught up in that sea of sameness when we perfectly unique. Yeah, we looking blameless. So get up out your seats, get louder, louder. We chose Montevallo when we couldn't be prouder.
This is the College of Fine Arts.
Between class, work, and everything else on your plate, there isn't a whole lot of time to watch the news.
And that's why here at Falcon Weekly, we focus on the stories that you need to hear.
So once a week, tune in for the news that impacts your life and matters to you.
From campus events to entertainment and health updates to the latest national and world news, Falcon Weekly is your one-stop shop for information.
And you can always find information from us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Falcon Weekly. Find your news here.
We get it. You're busy.
That's why here at Falcon Weekly, we want to focus on the stories you need to know.
Once a week, tune in online or on the go for the news that impacts your life and matters to you.
Falcon Weekly is your one-stop shop for information.
And stay in touch with us 24/7 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Falcon Weekly. Find your news here.
Welcome back to Trustmark Arena. I'm Alex Tejada alongside Austin Gates. We get ready for the third set. Montevallo and Flagler tied at a set apiece. Christy Bohan 1 kill away from her 1,000th career kill.
That's right. She's got 12 on the day. Next closest to her is Chandler Cooper with 6. The really thing that it jumps out is Christy Bohan has a 500 kill percentage so far. She's only been set up 22 times, 12 kills.
Very effective player, Christy Bohan.
Hannah Christie had a great set that last game as well. First point to the Falcons. Hannah Christie has 23 assists now.
Fissinger to serve. Savitsky Sets it on this far side for Janelle Sturgeon.
Yeah, one-on-one with Hannah Christie there is not what you want if you're the Falcons.
One apiece with Norelli back to serve. You would imagine Bohan getting her 1,000th kill would be a huge momentum boost, too, when that happens for the Falcons.
Really, I mean, I'm not even sure if she knows. Hopefully, maybe she does. But, I mean, who knows? She could be so focused that she has no clue what she's about to do. In her junior season, where we just saw one of the best hitters in Montevallo's history last year, Rebecca Phelps, get her 1,000th in her senior season. And Christie's not even halfway through her junior season and about to get her 1,000th kill.
Time Bree Bloom was blocked. Good dig in the backcourt by Henderson. Sets up Bohan, and is this the moment? Put over by Sturgeon. It will have to wait. Maybe right here, but she's blocked. Janelle Sturgeon having a big influence for the Saints in the early goings of this third set. Couple kills and a good block there. Sarah Davis was also there on the assist. 3-1 in the early goings. Norelli with a good low serve. Harris and Henderson deal with it. Bloom gets the kill. Put it straight at the libero as Chandler Cooper checks in for Michaela Henderson. Bloom. Good set there for Davis. Just tipped off of Bohan, and she redirected the ball. Bissinger was in position to claim it. Parada in to serve. 4-2 visitors. Bohan, Cooper on either side of Christie. Bloom, Fissinger, and Harris in the backcourt. Bloom with the dig. Sets up Bohan. This one off the front part of the tape and down. 5-2. Flagler. Falcons just getting unlucky early on in this third set.
Davis and Sturgeon on the block right there. Two really tall players, two really good blockers.
Good deception there from Christie. But Savitsky gets it over. Sarah Davis and Tara Savitsky, rolls reversed there. 6-2. Parada. This time, Christie dunks it over, making sure Grace Harris heads to the sideline. Shannon Dudley in the front court alongside Chandler Cooper. And a fantastic service ace from Christie Bohan. 6-4. Janelle Sturgeon, dig in the back. Punched over by Bohan. Ref ruling the point for Flagler. It looked like it might have been long as Coach Afolder unhappy despite the call going for his team. 7-4. But they changed the call. It did look like it went long. Coach Afolder very upset. But why would you not consult the man who's the closest, and he decides to overrule the head judge? Good call. 6-5. Good to see the officials getting it right. Side judge was right on the scene. Christie Bohan, dig by Norelli. Sarah Davis. Hannah Christie sends it over. Parada. Sturgeon coming in with a lot of power and gets it to drop in the backcourt. As Grace Harris replaces Christie Bohan, Megan Hooks also comes on as well as Taja Valmer, a junior from Green Cove Springs, Florida, getting her first action of the game. She's back to serve. Taja Valmer, right at Grace Harris. Christie sets up Cooper, who powers it through the block. Savitsky and Davis there. Simone Maxwell had 2 important kills in the second set, is on for Nicolette Fissinger. Hannah Christie to serve. Falcons down 1.
Cooper really getting into kind of a rhythm here in this game. We saw first set she missed some, and in the beginning of the second set with her swing being a little bit inconsistent, missing some long, missing a couple wide, but she's hit her last 3 or 4, and it's been a great thing to have that second option to Christy Bohan in Chandler Cooper.
Yeah, we saw that combination early on in the non-conference season when Bohan and Cooper are both attacking with high percentages. Falcons almost a guarantee to win. Davis back to serve. That time Cooper missing. 9-6 Saints. Dig by Bloom. Put over the top and the kill for Shannon Dudley. Doesn't seem like she hardly has to jump. Shannon Dudley, powerful at the net. Brings the Falcons within 2. Michaela Henderson to serve. Good serve, dug up by Valmer. Savitsky trying to set up Valmer, and she's blocked by Shannon Dudley. Using her height defensively as well as offensively. Second in the team to Christy Bohan in blocks. Henderson, a good low serve. Norelli. Savitsky trying to set up for hooks. It's a little behind her. Henderson the dig. Christie sets up Maxwell. Put over by Dudley. This time they set up Chiwa. Gets the kill. Rachel Bryant checks back in for Parada. 10-8. Tara Savitsky to serve. Henderson. Christie. Valmer from the back row. Megan Hooks misses that one, and the point to the Falcons.
Christy Bohan back in, front row, 1 kill away.
Harris to serve. Catching the tape, had enough power to put it over. Punched over by Bryant. The tip by Maxwell. Savitsky goes again to Hooks, who is blocked.
The fans getting into it, the bench getting into it. This is Montevallo Falcons volleyball. This is the first time I've seen this place get a little bit excited this season. Montevallo Falcons playing with a lot of energy here today.
Maxwell and Bohan had their blocks set early and in position. Valmer, mistake there. That time the tip at the net from Hooks was enough. And it fell conveniently on the Falcons side. The Guests taking a 1-point lead. Megan Hooks back to serve. Almost saw Chiwa cost her team the point. Had trouble dealing with it in the front court, but Valmer just kept it alive. And Megan Hooks got the block at the net. Henderson. Christie sets up Twyford. Point Falcons ties it up again at 11. Fissinger comes back in for Maxwell. As Hooks also makes way, Shea Hamilton, her replacement. Even at 1 set apiece, even at 11-11 in the third set. Chiwa gets blocked. Twyford and Bohan. They try to get it to the right side. Flagler getting frustrated now at the net. These are runs that are bound to happen. Montevallo has to take advantage of this when they're on the front foot. That time, however, it's powered through by Rachel Bryant. 12 each. Sarah Davis comes in, replacing Chiwa. Served by Norelli. Feisinger does well defensively, put over by Twyford. Savitsky tries to set up. Twyford gets a second crack at it, but a double touch. The point goes to Flagler, 13-12. Bissinger, a very intelligent defensive player, often goes unnoticed despite not filling the stat sheet up with digs. Bohan almost got the kill there. Put over by Sturgeon. Setting up Bohan. Kept alive by Hamilton. Swing by Davis. Twyford punches it over. Savitsky and Norelli again defensively. Bryant tips it over and gets it to go. 14-12, Flagler. As this set has run its course, both teams responding to each other's errors. Seen some fantastic attacks by the Falcons, been denied by Norelli and Hamilton, as well as Savitsky. Very talented defense for the Flagler Saints. Montevallo's defense has also looked more cohesive, a lot more togetherness since that first set in which they looked a little overwhelmed. Chanel Sturgeon in the right place at the right time to tip it over, and the Falcons would like a timeout. After leading by 2 points, they trail 3, 12-15 in this third set. What have the Saints done right here to expand on this run?
Well, they've got on a run, and they've gotten their big hitters involved. They've been getting them in space without a lot of blockers there, without a lot of hands to hit through, and it's making it a little bit easy for the Saints right now.
Falcons certainly looking more organized, but without the aggression that we saw in the second set. That will have to return. Christy Bohan remains a kill away from her 1,000th.
She's had a couple opportunities, but she's had a lot of blockers to hit through. They know that she hurt them that second set, so trying to rotate a lot of bodies over there to her, making her hit through a couple hands. So it's going to be tough sledding from here on out for Christy.
Hannah Christie will have to set some good balls for the attackers as they have to deal with a very tall front line at the net for the Saints. Right now, the Falcons not being able to power through that block. They look to get Christy Bohan going. She stays on the court, as well as Natalie Twyford. Norelli to serve. Harris. Slide from the right for Bohan.
There it is. There it is. It's 1,000. 1,000 for Christy Bohan. As they make the announcement over the loud PA announcer. So 1,000 kills for Christy Bohan in her junior season, not even halfway through the season. What an achievement for Christy on this Dig Lavender game as Hannah Christie puts that one over.
Falcons get a response from the timeout. 14-15. Christy Bohan acknowledging her 1,000th kill with a subtle little bow. She understands that there is work to do in today's matchup. Despite the fantastic individual achievement, an error for the Falcons, an error for Flagler gives a point to the Falcons, and they tie it up at 15. Very useful timeout by Coach O'Brien has put the Falcons back on terms. This very decisive third set. Great
Nice
dig.
job.
Harris. Bloom putting power on that, but Norelli and Savitsky sets it up, but can't get it through the blockers. Rachel Bryant not as successful on that side as we've seen Megan Hooks. That time just not enough height on it. Falcons 1 point lead. Bree Bloom back to serve. Norelli. Savitsky sets it for Sturgeon, and that one goes down. Bloom with the despairing lunge. Parada comes back in. Falcons responded well after the timeout, but what will they have to do for the remainder of this third set to be able to claim it and hold on to this momentum?
Well, yeah, the Falcons really need to just keep playing with that energy. Stay on your toes, not have hitting errors like that. You can't hit them long, can't hit them wide. You gotta come down on it, hit it right in the middle of the court, place it well.
Good deception, however, from Hannah Christie. Team thought for sure she was going to Bohan, but instead hit it to Cooper. She couldn't execute. Great one-handed dig. They almost set something up, but Bree Bloom's hard work will not be rewarded on this occasion. 16-18, so after tying things up and taking a 1 point lead, the Saints have gone on a 3-0 run to have a 2 point advantage. Parada again to serve. Fissinger setting up Bohan. Savitsky, Norelli, Sturgeon, blocked at the net by Christy Bohan, showing she can do it offensively and defensively.
You know, she's been such a well-rounded player all 3 of her seasons here. She led the team in blocks as a true freshman.
Wow.
And then led the teams in kills last year as a sophomore, and then leads the team again in kills this year. And then she can get on the floor like that.
Christy Bohan certainly has evolved her game. Always been a well-rounded player. Finally, it's starting to reflect on the stat sheet as she continues to get better. You can only imagine what she'll bring her senior season after the rest of this season's experience and then the off-season to work on her swing. Valmer checks into the game to serve for the Saints. Sets up Dudley, who gets the kill.
Beautiful job there.
Shannon Dudley, another blocker for when Christy Bohan's not in the game.
Dudley's just got such a short, quick swing, and it's powerful, and she's got the height just to smack it over the net real quick without hardly jumping either.
Falcons looking to tie it up on this point through Bree Bloom. Good dig by Parada. And Savitsky will set up hooks. It takes a deflection at the front, but kept alive in the backcourt. Chandler Cooper brings all her power and smashes it straight to the floor.
Tied up. This is crucial third set.
Even though it will only give the winning side a 2-1 set advantage, this should carry a lot of momentum, won't it, Austin?
It will. 2-1 advantage is an excellent thing to have. If you have the 2-1 advantage, you only got one more. You got one more set to win. You can play off that. You can feed off that as a team too. It's like we gotta get this one, and it's over. When you have to get 2 more, it's a little tougher to feed off of that, especially if you're down a set and you need to get 2 more.
Yeah, and you have that constant pressure of if you make a mistake, you're only a set away from gifting the opposition a victory. Falcons would love to respond on home court. They could well on the way be doing that right now. Miss by Sarah Davis. Attack error. You see a renewed sense of belief on the faces of the Falcons. 20-20. Henderson to serve. Good serve. Valmer with the dig. Savitsky sets up Davis. That time gets it to go. As Rachel Bryant checks back in for Parada. 21-20. Kara Savitsky to serve. Tight stages of this third set. Tipped over well, and it fooled the defense. Simone Maxwell, the sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. Christy Bohan checks back in. Been influential offensively and defensively, and Matt Affolder would like a word with his team. We're tied at 21 apiece. Both coaches understanding the importance that this third set holds. We've seen the workload shared from the Falcons, haven't we?
Right, we have. The workload has been shared a lot. Especially Christy Bohan has been coming out a good bit, resting those legs for later in the season, I'm sure. And you have the talent on the bench where you can do that, where you can take her out a little bit, get her some rest for the later in the season when she might not come off the court because you need her that much. It's been a fantastic sharing. Simone Maxwell has come in and played some really good minutes. It got some really good swings off. A beautiful tip right there. That was the last play. Hannah Christie's playing very well, assisting very well. Michaela Henderson, again, true freshman, got the start tonight. She's come in and played some valuable minutes today. So it's really been an all-around effort for the Falcons so far. I mean, this third set's really good. It's close. The closest one, 21-21. So it's going to be interesting to see down the stretch.
We'll see if the Falcons can hold their nerve. They certainly have upped their game in the second and third sets from a very lackluster first set. Christy Bohan, along with a supporting cast, has dug the Falcons back in the game. But this is a huge third set and a big mistake by the Saints between Valmer and Megan Hooks. A little bit of miscommunication, 22-21. Janelle Sturgeon, who is the Saints' version of Chandler Cooper, powerful hitter. Sometimes a little too powerful. Grace Harris to serve. Dig by Norelli. Savitsky covering a lot of distance. Hooks not looking confident on that swing. Bohan just a little too much on the pass. 22 each.
That's set right at her. Hannah Christie was hoping for a quick set. Christy Bohan was looking for a higher set to get a harder swing on it. So a little miscommunication there between Christy and Bohan.
Twyford will knock it over. A great dig in the backcourt by Hooks and put in perfect position by Ashley Chiwa, who caught the defense out. 23-22. Neither team affording to blink. Megan Hooks to serve again. Henderson with the dig. Bohan with the right slide. Kept alive by Hooks. Savitsky sets up Chiwa, and the ref calls it in. 24-22, timeout for the Falcons.
Yeah, with the tip on that last one, 24-22. That's not match point, set point for Flagler. Like I say, Montevallo really wants this set. It's going to take a lot with 2 match points coming up for Flagler.
So after a mistake by the Saints, they've won the last 3 points and now have 2 set points to take a 2-1 advantage. Falcons face a monumental effort here, but it is certainly not beyond the realm of possibility. Certainly not when you have Christy Bohan on the court. 22-24. I mentioned earlier, both of these teams have 5-set experience in this young season. So no strangers to the 5-setter if that turns out to be the case. You would imagine it would be as tight as it has been through 3. Back from the timeout, Megan Hooks in position to serve. Joined by Savitsky, Chiwa, Bryant, Sturgeon, Norelli. No Sarah Davis. Goes to Twyford on this left side. Saviski keeps it alive. Norelli, Sturgeon, and it's out. So the opportunity to clinch the set on that point goes begging. 23-24. Massive point here for the Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons get it right here. They push it to where you have to win by 2.
Point for the Falcons will even it up. Point for the Saints will close out the set. Before that, Coach Affolter would like to talk to his team. This is a real test of the Falcons in that unknown position, trying to close out a set.
Really, yeah, they're trying to come back and close out a set. When you got a team with match point, no mistakes, you have to play your best volleyball right here. You can't, like I said, no mistakes, no minimum errors, no being out of position. Everything has to fall right for you right here for you to come out on top of this set. And the Falcons really, really need this set. It would be huge to go in with a 2-1 set advantage.
Nicolette Fissinger to serve. And yeah, you mentioned the Falcons not out of it if they lose this set, but you have that in the back of your mind that if we win this set, we still have a 5th set to play. And if we lose, we're out. We've lost the game and going to have to wait for the return contest. They would like to get it done at home. Nicolette Fissinger, joined by Michaela Henderson, Grace Harris, Natalie Twyford, Christy Bohan, and Hannah Christie. Norelli, Saviski, setting up for Sturgeon. It's behind her. She tips it in a great position. Bohan tips it over. Kept alive by Saviski. They go again to Sturgeon. Good dig by Grace Harris. Christie tries to go with a deceptive tip. Sturgeon again, Grace Harris in great position. Christie sets it up for Twyford, who swings. It's a defensive error in the backcourt, and they've tied it up at 24. Janelle Sturgeon, a little bit of miscommunication in the backcourt between Saviski, Norelli, and Shea Hamilton. 24 each.
Coach for Flagler has just gotten a yellow card.
Not sure what he's upset about, but the Falcons have stormed back and denied 2 match points. Must win it by 2. Good serve by Fissinger and slammed down. What a play by Natalie Twyford.
With an advantage, the Falcons know how important this set is. The fans on their feet.
Massive point here. First set point of this set. Saviski. Good save there. Twyford goes again. It was blocked. Has a second attempt. Saviski. Sturgeon to swing. Took a deflection. And the Falcons claim the 3rd set. 26-24.
2-1 set advantage for the Falcons. Huge here as they go into the 4th set. Hopefully the final set of Montevallo can come out on top.
Fantastic play there. And not only did they hold their nerve down the stretch, they came back from a hole they put themselves in and then capitalized after that timeout. A couple defensive errors for the Saints. That time an attack error, but a great kill in between those plays by Natalie Twyford. Falcons take the lead 2-1 after a disappointing first set. Very impressive in the second. In the 3rd set, Christy Bohan got her 1,000th kill, but it was back and forth until the end when Flagler took an advantage. A timeout, Coach O'Brien and the Falcons forced off 2 match points before rallying to claim that set. 26-24. Through 3, Falcons up 2-1. Massive 4th set. You would expect a response from the Saints, especially a team that comes in undefeated in the conference.
That's right. Statistically, it's been obviously a huge day for Christy Bohan. 14 kills, getting her 1,000th in that last set. huge thing. 8 kills for Chandler Cooper. Natalie Twyford comes in 5 kills and a .333 hitting percentage. She has played great off the bench today. Really probably had the 2 biggest points of that last set, having the last 2 points. So huge day for her. 33 assists for Hannah Christie, 32 for Tara Savitsky from Flagler. You have Sarah Davis with 10 kills over there. The kills very spread out on their team. Megan Hooks has 8. Rachel Bryant has 8. Ashley Chiwa has 7. So a lot of players with a lot of kills on the Flagler side. Like I said, Montevallo, you mainly have Christy Bohan and Chandler Cooper with that many. Like I said, Twyford has 5. She's third on the team. Shannon Dudley has 4. She added 4, I believe, in that last set. No, 2 in that last set. But yeah, so great game so far from the Falcons. 2-1 set advantage. You couldn't ask for a whole lot more for the Falcons after going down 1-0.
Yeah, it's been a tremendous response. Also 17 digs for Grace Harris. She was massive towards the end of that third set, holding off the match points. Libero Grace Harris has performed extremely well in the backcourt, especially highlighted in that last set. It looked like a case of the same old story from the earlier 2 games of this week. The Falcons conceding a first set rather easily, but it was a different team in the second set, and the momentum swing continued in the third. And now a real palpable energy in Trustmark Arena as they feel a win coming on. It would end a 3-game losing streak, but the Flagler Saints, 3-0 in the conference, will not let this one go easily. Coach Afolder having a word with his team. The Falcons already out on the court. Cooper, Harris, Bloom, Feisinger, Bohan, and Hannah Christie. Valmer, Bryant, Davis, Chiwa, Shea Hamilton, Tara Savitsky, and Laura Norelli. We look to get underway. Norelli to serve. Falcons in purple. Libero Grace Harris in the highlighter yellow. Flagler in gray. Libero Norelli in red to serve. Serves it out of play. First point going to the Falcons. So some of those third set nerves hanging around for the visitors. We mentioned how big of a momentum swing that last set was. Bloom, a lot of pace on the serve. Hamilton keeps it alive. Savitsky sets up Valmer. Grace Harris was in great position. There's just too much heat on it there from Valmer. 1 apiece.
It's a huge swing there by Valmer.
Another one of the upperclassmen in this older Flagler side, who were quite impressive last year. The team split the games between them. Christy Bohan, a great off-balance swing. This time they go to Valmer. Too much on it. Point to Montevallo, 2-1. As Grace Harris makes way, Shannon Dudley comes in. We've seen her look a lot more coordinated at the net today. Bloom with a great dig, getting low. Put over by Christie. But it was a little too soft. And Sarah Davis was set easily for the kill. 2 apiece. Valmer goes back to serve for the away team. Bloom. Chandler Cooper having to lean far back. Valmer kept it alive. Hooks. Bissinger set up for Dudley, who gets the kill. Shannon Dudley, yet another kill.
It's 5 for Shannon Dudley. She's had some valuable kills in this game as well.
Took her a while to get going, but she had some fantastic points in the second set. Good play continued in the third, and she also got a crucial block. Hannah Christie with the serve. Valmer digs it. Hooks. And Bree Bloom couldn't quite get to it. 3 each. Very close fourth set, as you would expect. And either way, we have a compelling contest again from Trustmark Arena.
We do.
Something we haven't said so far this week. Simone Maxwell. Christie sets up Dudley, who didn't quite get enough on that. Hooks tips it over. A great save from Christie. Cooper just lofts it over. Valmer has to keep it alive. Is uncertain, and the uncertainty continues with Sarah Davis, who can't deal with it. She checks out of the game just a little frustrated. 4-3. Henderson and Twyford back in. Austin, you mentioned Natalie Twyford had the 2 most important points of that last set.
She did. She played a great last set.
That a mistake by Valmer. So the service ace to Michaela Henderson.
And the Falcons look like they have Flagler back on their heels. Flagler making a lot of mistakes here in this third set. The pressure getting to them a little bit.
First time we've seen some frustrated faces on that Flagler bench. Megan Hooks, however, gets it off of Michaela Henderson.
Huge
5-4.
swing by Hooks.
Served by Savitsky. Maxwell tipping it over. Savitsky blocked at the net. Great positioning by Natalie Twyford. Saw her come up with a huge block in that last set. Another one here. Christy Bohan back in the game. Six to 4. Served by Grace Harris off the tape. Valmer. Savitsky sets it up. Sturgeon around the right side. Grace Harris. Good positioning by the Falcons to negate that threat. Almost a point for Maxwell. They go again to Hooks. Grace Harris. Bohan, fantastic. Wow.
Superb play there by Bohan, putting it right in the back corner.
Didn't think that was set high enough, but with Christy Bohan, she can deal with almost anything.
Yeah, just a little shooter right there. That's actually by design most of the time. You hit the higher you hit it, the more chance the blocker's got to get to it. So that little short pass right there, you can just jab it right down in there. You don't see that a whole lot, but it happens.
And great accuracy, too. Christy Bohan forcing it in that back corner. 7-5 Falcons, holding on to a 2-point advantage in this fourth set. Shea Hamilton to serve. Put in some important minutes from the bench for the Saints. Good dig by Henderson. Bohan powers through the block of Valmer.
Bohan really finding a rhythm here in that third set and also here in this fourth.
Bohan looking fantastic in the later going of this game, and they need her to be playing at the top of her game. That one looked like she missed, and the ref finally gives the signal. Had to think about it. Valmer, too much pace and not enough direction. It goes wide left and out. 9-5 Falcons, 4-point lead. Hamilton with the dig. Savitsky sets it up for Valmer, who's met at the net by Christie, but a half second after, and it falls on the Falcons' side. They pull back within 3 as it looks like the Falcons may have been about to take off. Saints hanging around. Norelli served it at her fellow libero. Maxwell blocked at the net. Janelle Sturgeon and Sarah Davis on the scene. So now a bit of a response from the Saints. Norelli to serve again. Bissinger. Christie. Twyford, we're still waiting for the referee's signal. Nine, 8 Saints. Norelli to serve again. Harris. Bohan. That one just a little too long. 9 each. Falcons would like a timeout as they've seen their 4-point lead evaporate real fast.
Right, and just a couple of mistakes there, hitting the one out on the net, and then that one long. So you gotta keep in your rhythm here for the Falcons. You can't get discouraged. You can't sit back on your heels and say, hey, I'm up 2-1. You have to finish it off. You got to keep your foot on the gas.
Have to be aggressive at the net. Saw Christy Bohan with a fantastic point. Just missed that one long. Falcons staying organized defensively, very important, but not being able to deal with the pace. Some of those swings from the Flagler Saints. Just going to have to be more clinical in their kills if they want to finish it out in 4. 9 each. Megan Hook starting to become a factor again in this 4th set after a quiet 3rd set. Harris, Henderson, and Fissinger have looked solid in the back court. That seems to be a good trio. Bree Bloom, a defensive player, but who's also an attacking option. We'll probably see her back in the game before too long. Norelli to serve. Fissinger with a great dig. Was not fooled by the deflection. Put over by Christie. Savitsky tries to set it for Sturgeon. It goes in. And the run continues. 5 points in a row. Norelli continues to stay behind the line. Puts in another great serve. Henderson. Twyford, good tip. Kept alive by Hamilton. Savitsky will set up Valmer. And she just put it right in the middle of the court. Christy Bohan and Grace Harris trying to get the Falcons fired up. 9-11 in this 4th set. Flagler looking to tie it up. Montevallo looking to send the Saints home with their first loss in the Peach Belt Conference. Harris, odd dig. Valmer tries to put it over, and a mistake there.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, when they give you a gift like that, you have to take it. You can't miss it on that.
And I understand you have to go through your motions, but was it necessary that much power there from Valmer? Just put way too much.
No, probably not. But yeah, I mean, you want to smash one like that, but you have to be clinical about it. You can't just wildly swing at one that's just gifted to you over the net like that.
She was just a little over exuberant, but no mistake there by Sarah Davis. Powers it in the direction of Grace Harris, who's been fantastic in the backcourt, but can't save that one. Bryant. Bohan at the net. This one is another kill for Bohan. She's racking up the stat sheet. Pulls the Falcons back within 1. As Peyton Pillsbury, 5'4" sophomore from Ponte Vedra, Florida, checks in the backcourt. This is her first action. Bohan serving at her. Norelli sets it up for Davis. And both of the leading players in kills starting to step up for their teams. Christy Bohan and Sarah Davis trading kills. 13-11. Valmer to serve. Harris. Christie sets up Cooper, lots of power. Took a deflection by Savitsky, who sets up Davis. Good tip. Falcons trying to keep it alive. They managed to do so, but too many touches.
And a double touch on Bree Bloom right there.
14-11, 3-point lead for the Flagler Saints, who started this weekend with a 5-set victory over Columbus State. So maybe a little bit of fatigue, but certainly no lack of experience in these kind of matches. A kill for Shannon Dudley there. Simone Maxwell checks in for Nicolette Fissinger. Falcons maybe looking more of an attacking substitution there. Hannah Christie just about gets it over. Savitsky sets up Davis. And her awareness of where she is on the court, as well as where to finish, is some of the best volleyball knowledge in the conference. Certainly the team leader. Sets up Cooper, a lot of power, and somehow off the block of Pillsbury it comes back, but that's a kill from Bloom, and a massive kill. Twyford and Henderson checking back in for Cooper and Bloom. Massive kill for Bree Bloom, pulling the Falcons within touching distance. Henderson to serve. Pillsbury, Savitsky setting up Chiwa. Great dig by Henderson. Christie put over by Twyford. Valmer in the backcourt. Savitsky sets up hooks. Blocked by Shannon Dudley. That's the second massive block we've seen by Shannon Dudley today. Falcons within one.
Great set so far for the Falcons, drawing back within one. Great run here for the Falcons.
Henderson, Valmer forced to deal with it. Hooks at an odd angle. Christie tried to keep it alive, but a lift is called. 16-14. Falcons hanging around but not able to draw back level. Pillsbury comes off. Savitsky to serve. And despite the good play of Flagler, I have not seen their coach smile yet, but since sometimes a team takes on the personality of their coach, but this team remains upbeat. Is that a negative thing to have a coach that's always hard on you?
I don't think so. I think it depends on the player, depends on the team. Some teams prefer a coach to be hard on you. It pushes you. It rises you to that next level. Some people don't do well with a coach being hard on you, but like I say, some people, it brings out the best in them.
And a fantastic response there by Rachel Bryant. So obviously she has heeded her coach's words. He's been getting on to a lot of his players after the Falcons won that third set. Here in the fourth, Flagler has come back and has carved out a 17-14 lead. Grace Harris checks back in the game to serve. Bohan, Maxwell, and Twyford in the front court. Back from the short break to mop up sweat. Valmer. Savitsky sets up hooks, but it's kept alive by Henderson and Harris. Too much on it that time by Natalie Twyford, 18-15. Shay Hamilton comes in for Megan Hooks. And it's looking more likely that we might go the distance here.
Looking that way, Flagler playing very good in this fourth set. Montevallo not playing poorly, but Flagler showing some class here in this fourth set.
They have just turned it up a notch here to gain an advantage. That time it's somehow kept alive. Twyford denied at the net by Savitsky. They'll go to her again. Bohan with the response. Out of position. Everyone in the front court to keep that alive.
Beautiful push placement by Bohan. just to push it right there where there was nobody at and make the libero chase.
And only the inexperienced Shea Hamilton back there. Chiwa and Valmer somehow kept it alive as well as Rachel Bryant. This time they go to Valmer, who hits it long. Falcons within 1.
He said something about going the distance, and the Falcons surge back.
Yeah, Falcons want it to be over in 4. Nicolette Fissinger.
There are a lot of fans here that wanted to be over in 4 as well.
A little bit of miscommunication there. Cost them a point, cost them their lead. We're tied at 18 apiece. Janelle Sturgeon checks back in for Valmer. Fissinger. Savitsky sets up Chiwa. Kept alive. Falcons go with Twyford. Norelli. Savitsky to her knees to put it in the direction of Sturgeon. Bryant. Chiwa. Michaela Henderson, a great play to keep it alive. Grace Harris will have to put it over and does. Bryant. Savitsky to set up Chiwa yet again. This time it goes.
Nice volley right there. That one took a while. Nice little rally. Both teams making great individual plays on that volley.
Falcons just not able to create anything dangerously offensively there as they were dealing with Ashley Chiwa at the net. Grace Harris. Fissinger. Twyford arriving. Norelli set up for Sturgeon. Harris. Christie to Bohan. Puts it in another fantastic location. She's caught Shea Hamilton out now twice.
Placement is amazing. What awareness to put it in the back corner back there when all the players are up. Because the longer you play, the longer the rally goes, the more the players start to ease toward the net. So the more space there is back behind there, and you don't see a whole lot of players take advantage of that. So that's why it's so fresh and new whenever someone puts it in the back of the net after a long volley.
Great volleyball knowledge, Christy Bohan. That time they respond with Janelle Sturgeon. 1 point lead, 20-19. Rachel Bryant will serve. Bloom back in the game. Good dig there. Bohan set up and gets it to go. Just a little long. It looked like it went, but out of bounds. I think Coach O'Brien had the same view we did. The referee gives the point to the Saints, 21-20. Harris. Christie flying across the court. So is Cooper, somehow kept alive by Norelli. Cooper will get another chance. She's blocked. Fissinger has to get the dig this time. Cooper forcing it over. Bryant, Savitsky sets up Sturgeon. Fissinger was just put off by the tip, but it's still alive. Harris keeps it alive, and we're still going. Bohan somehow saved again by Shea Hamilton. Hannah Christie puts it over and gets it to fall. 21-20. There were some heroic saves on both sides of the court there. (21-20) as the ref just discusses this point with the setter Tara Savitsky. They switch the point there. Coach O'Brien upset now. It looked like they switched the call. And Coach O'Brien upset now. Yeah, I'm not sure how they can give the point to the Saints there. You would think that would be a replay.
Yeah.
Rachel Bryant to serve. Coach O'Brien beside herself. Grace Harris, Christie, Bohan. I believe they gave that point to the Saints as the block went out of bounds off of Bohan. 23-19. Not sure how this set will finish, but no Sportsmanship of the Year awards being handed out to Matt Ofolder anytime soon. (19-23). And you really hate to see that in what has been a fantastic game.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of confusion in the last couple points by the referees.
Looking at it with the naked eye, I thought the ball did hit the floor, but the point was called to play on.
Yeah.
And once you play on that much, you would think it would just be a replay instead of just changing the call. And that's what Katie O'Brien was upset about, not necessarily at the call, but at the fact that it was continued. The play was continued. And then they went back and changed the call for something that happened that early in the point.
Yeah. That was very odd that they did not replay
It wasn't that the call was wrong, it was that the call was late.
Yeah. That time it served out, 23-20, so the Falcons catching a break on the error by Rachel Bryant. There's been no lack of drama in this one. Christy Bohan, Hamilton, Savitsky, kept alive by Hannah Christie. Fissinger, Cooper swinging. Hamilton with the dig in the backcourt. They set up Sarah Davis. 24-20, set points again. Hamilton checks out. 1 point away from a fifth set in which we play to 15. Must win by 2, of course. Been deadlocked. Bloom sets up Chandler Cooper. Norelli again. Fantastic libero, the freshman. Fissinger tries to keep it alive, but we're tied at 2, 25-20. A fifth set will be the only thing to separate these two Peach Belt Conference foes. We'll go to commercial and be back for that action. Trustmark Arena as we get ready for this 5th set. It's been a very even contest.
That's right. Statistically, we got the stats back. Let's see, through 4 sets, Christy Bohan 18 kills, Hannah Christie 40 assists. I'd tell you who had a great set last set was Tara Savitsky. Went from 32 kills through 3 sets to 48 through 4. She had an amazing set that time. Sarah Davis, 16 kills. Megan Hooks has 12. 10 for Rachel Bryant. Kills very spread out over there. Chandler Cooper has 9 for Montevallo. And those are the meaningful stats through 4.
We've been here for 2 hours. How much does fatigue play a part for either side, especially a team that just came off a 5-set win yesterday?
Well, you would think their legs are not nearly as fresh as the Falcons. The Falcons played a lot of 5-set matches early. Point Falcons. That's huge right here. Start off quickly in a set that only goes to 15. You can't get behind early.
Yeah, no time for error or to fall into a hole. Can't give up a run. Flagler knows that as well. Ashley Chiwa up for the kill.
A lot of passion from both teams. It's been a very highly contested game.
Norelli back to serve. And how much impact does this have on the rest of the season as a turning point, going to 5 sets in such a close contest against a good team?
Well, it's such a good, really it's got to help your confidence if you come out on top. Even if you don't come out on top, like you took a great team 5 sets. And really you dominated them in the second set. The second set wasn't even close. But every other set has been very close, very highly contested. Long serve there from Bree Bloom. You have to be confident coming out of it either way. Obviously, Montevallo would love to end their 3-game skid here today in Trustmark Arena in front of the fans for the Dig Lavender contest. So we'll see how they go.
Kill there from Christy Bohan, who's hit her 1,000th kill. Had a fantastic game, gets 19 right there. 3-2. I just feel like the Falcons have upped it for this game, and they feel like they need to come away with a win. They expect to come away with a win. It would be disheartening if they wouldn't, but what a turning point in the season it would be if they could clinch it here. What a block, Shannon Dudley. That's her 3rd block of the game. Yeah. Massive.
Yes, great. Actually, that's Shannon Dudley's 5th block of the game. That'll be her second block.
Another error there on the serve. 4-3. Megan Hooks, who has 12 kills herself, checks in for Shea Hamilton. Janelle Sturgeon to serve. Falcons up a point. Hannah Christie almost got that one to fall. Hits it right at Nicolette Fissinger, tied at 4. Sturgeon to serve again. It's a very powerful serve. Chandler Cooper, save in the backcourt by Pillsbury's. They'd set up Hooks, who's blocked at the net by Dudley. Try to go again. Dug up by Harris. Shannon Dudley. Just too far. 5-4. Falcons need this next point to put an end to the run by the Flagler Saints. Fissinger. Christie. Bloom out of the backcourt. Gets a deflection and gets it to fall. We're tied at 5. Simone Maxwell on now for Nicolette Fissinger.
Maxwell has 4 kills. She's hit the ball well today as well.
Christie serves it into the net. 6-5 Flagler.
And that's 3 service errors for the Falcons. And there's just this 5th set. In such an important set, you can't have those mistakes. You really got to clean that up.
Early mental errors from the Falcons. They trail only one, however. Sarah Davis serves it. Maxwell with a dig. Dudley a little off put by the set from Christie. They go to hooks. Hits that one. It appeared long. The ref finally decided we're tied at 6. Henderson, Twyford back in for Cooper and Bloom. Henderson back to serve. And yeah, the Falcons living dangerously here. Those 3 service errors. Michaela Henderson looks to correct that. Puts it in a great location. Savitsky keeps it alive. Christie with an odd dig. It gets it done, however. That one just wide. Simone Maxwell, cross court, goes a little wide left, 7-6. Tara Savitsky back to serve. Michaela Henderson. Sets up Twyford, doesn't get enough on it to get it past Norelli. And it's dunked over by Ashley Chiwa, 8-6. As we switch ends of the court. Dudley remains in the front court alongside Maxwell. Twyford, Harris, Henderson, and Christie, the other players on the court as Savitsky gets ready to serve. 2-point lead for the visitors. This 5th set to 15. Henderson with a good dig. Sets up Twyford. Odd contact. Savitsky tries to set it up for Hooks, who's blocked at the net by Maxwell. 2 players going up for it. Dudley and Twyford between them get the point. 7-8. Falcons back within 1, and here comes Christy Bohan. Returning to the front court for the Falcons.
Down by 1.
Harris, good serve. Sturgeon. Savitsky tries to set it up for Hooks, who's blocked by Christy Bohan. What a massive game for the junior from Huntsville, Alabama. Eight apiece. Could not get any closer. Harris, Sturgeon again with the dig. They try to set up Chiwa, partially blocked. Twyford to swing. Bryant kept it alive as they go to Hooks, who tips it over. Harris comes flying across the court. Bohan is blocked by Chiwa. 9-8. And Chiwa was just in the right place and had the size advantage. 6'2" senior from Boynton Beach, Florida, gets the block after she was denied the kill by Grace Harris. Shea Hamilton to serve. 9-8, slim advantage. Good serve. Twyford puts it over and puts it in a fantastic location.
What a hit. Took a little something off of it right there, put some spin on it, and the libero just couldn't get to it.
Bissinger will go back to serve, tied at 9. This game is poised on a knife's edge in the 5th set. 2 apiece. Good dig by Grace Harris, who continues her solid day defensively, but it's put in the net by Natalie Twyford that time, 10-9. And Sarah Davis, who leads the game in kills, is on the court to try to make a difference. We've certainly seen a difference from the Falcons when Christy Bohan is on the court. Now both teams have their star players on the court. Be a great battle. Bohan with the slide from the right. Ties it again, 10-10. Bloom and Cooper back in for Henderson and Twyford. You would think this is the Falcons' strongest lineup right now on the court.
I think so, the most experience out there.
Bree Bloom, what a time it would be for an ace right here. Puts it. And a great block by Cooper on Bryant, but they keep it alive. Just a
Nobody
bit of
there.
miscommunication there. Sturgeon puts it in the middle of the court, 11-10.
Beautiful placement there by Sturgeon. Just nobody home for the Falcons right there.
Bryant to serve. Bryant, one of the many seniors on this very experienced Flagler team. Bissinger. Christie sets it up for Bohan, and it's somehow kept alive. They go with Sturgeon. She's blocked by Bohan. Savitsky sets it up. Great dig by Bissinger in the backcourt. Touched over by Christie, but it's just out. 12-10. Coach O'Brien would like a timeout. Those 2 points have fallen the way of the Saints.
12-10. It doesn't get a whole lot closer than this. This has been a thriller here. Two quality teams going at each other, back and forth.
And what do you think Coach O'Brien is highlighting here in the timeout?
Well, you have to be very clean from here on out. You only have 3 points to the 15-point mark. You have to get at least within one. You would really like to just have a 5-point run here and end it, obviously. You have to play very clean here. You have to be on your game right here. You have to mind your P's and Q's. Cross your T's, dot your I's. You have to do everything right here. We can't afford any mental mistakes.
Yeah, it's got to be textbook from here on out. Everything has to come off like it does in practice. Pressure-filled moment.
Back against the wall, can you fight through it?
Yeah. Huge season-defining moment, perhaps. 8-7 Falcons against the 7-4 Flagler Saints. 2 sets apiece, 12-10. The visitors with a slight lead. So we only played a 15. Something has to give. Rachel Bryant to serve. Bissinger. Cooper. Bit of miscommunication there, just as we talked about that. Grace Harris and Chandler Cooper getting in each other's way, 13-10. Now they would need a 5-point run at least to win. Bryant. Bloom. Bohan gets the kill.
It's a good way to start it.
Went off of 2 blocks. Lots of power from Bohan as she goes back to serve. Haven't seen hardly any aces so far. Bohan had one herself early. What a time it would be. Shea Hamilton trying to get her team pumped up. Bohan goes right at Hamilton. Dudley at the net, kept alive by Cooper. Good awareness from her. Norelli. Sturgeon is blocked by Dudley, but it goes off the block of Christy Bohan. And a triple match set point. Hooks comes back in, so Hooks and Davis in the front court.
Katie O'Brien will use her last timeout and match point. And 3 match points coming up for Flagler. Closing to midnight for the Falcons, it looks to be.
Yeah, it's a tough way this last set has gone.
Yeah,
Falcons hanging tight, but we've just seen a couple errors at the wrong time. And Janelle Sturgeon, Sarah Davis, and of course Megan Hooks are powerful at the net. They do not need second opportunities.
Yeah, really impressed by how the Falcons came out and fought today, though. Obviously not out of this one yet. Still got 1 point. This Falcon team capable of making a huge run. But yeah, really surprised at the fight that they came out with today. After seeing last night, they lost 3 sets. They played well against the top team in the conference in Armstrong State, but a 3-set loss, their 3rd straight 3-set loss. So really impressed with the fight that they came out with today, and here's hoping for a big run.
Yeah, be 10 days till the next home game as the road trip in the Peach Belt is underway at Augusta, at USC Aiken, and at Lander. Falcons now with their backs against the wall. Grace Harris. Savitsky sets it up, and there it is. Sarah Davis wins the game for Flagler, 15-11, the 5th set, 3-2. Montevallo come up short today.
Yeah, but a great showing by the Falcons. They came out and they played all out. They showed they could play with one of the best teams in this conference. They took them to the wire. A team that was 3-0 coming in, 4-0 now exiting in the conference play. So yeah, the Montevallo showed a great fight against a quality opponent.
Will Flagler come out of this undefeated 4-0 in the conference, 8-4 overall? The Falcons fall to 500, 8-8, 2-5 in the conference. But we mentioned a lot of road tests coming up this week. It starts at Augusta on the 4th. We've just gotten this busy month underway. A lot to come from the Falcons. Christy Bohan had a massive game today, getting her 1,000th career kill. She's been fantastic at her time here.
That is, it was a huge day for her. You hate that it comes on the losing end. Yeah, her 1,000th kill there in the second set, or third set. Her first kill of the third set was her 1,000th. But yeah, so such a great day for her. And obviously the Dick Lavender game. What a great day for that. You had the silent auction going on, all the events. What a great way to raise awareness. And at the end of the day, Montevallo comes out on the negative end of this game. But what a great showing. What a great event today. It's been amazing. Christy Bohan finished the game with 22 kills. Chandler Cooper with 9. 7 from Shannon Dudley, who stepped up in a big way. 19 from Sarah Davis for the Saints. 12 from Megan Hooks. Chiwa had 10, and Rachel Bryan had 10. 53 assists from Savitsky. That would be why she is one of the leaders in the conference in assists. Hannah Christie had 48 assists. Yeah, so it's such an evenly matched game. You see like 22 kills from Christy Bohan, 19 kills from Sarah Davis. They're big hitters going swing for swing. So great day, great match. Falcons just came out on the losing end.
And it didn't look like it was going to be a great day from the Falcons after the first set, but they did very well in the second and third. It was very close in the fourth. They had a chance maybe to kill it off, but Flagler had a brilliant response, and then it was back and forth in the fifth set. Eventually that late run, a couple mental errors from the Falcons, but the two offensive and defensive players of the week came in and made, you know, a fantastic showing that showed why they won those awards.
Absolutely.
Sarah Davis and Tara Savitsky with a great performance, but take nothing away from Christy Bohan, who got her 1,000th kill, 22 kills on the day. For Austin Gates, I'm Alex Tejada. That's all here from Montevallo Sports.